Good evening, gang. David Gupple, Thinker Farmer here. It's Good Friday, April, I don't even know what day it is. April 7th, 2023. I'm here at the Neal Farm, moving a herd of animals, and they were at the back of the Nob Hill Farm, which is adjacent to the Neal Farm. And tomorrow's kind of the weekend, and I'm giving them a pretty large paddock. I don't know if you can see. I'm still giving them some hay here. So I'm rolled out a couple bales of hay and some green grass. We're going to be working these cows, separating off the younger bred heifers, so that we can put them back closer to the home farm, where they'll be easy to monitor since it'll be their first time calving. Anyway, I made this lane probably just a little bit wide that I'm shooting them through, and so they didn't just run for it. But now they're all trickling into the paddock, and we're not quite to spring flush. You can see, and of course this is right next to the water area, so it gets a much higher hoof and trample action, but we're not quite to, ideally you'd start grazing, forage would be 6 to 8 inches, not 3 to 5 or 2 to 4. So we're kind of beating it to the punch. This slope is, once you get over this crest, most of this paddock is a south-facing slope, so it should green up sooner in the spring. And a couple bales, that should definitely help. They're definitely going to get what they need. Hopefully we get rain in another week or so, or this paddock will be longer in recovery. Anyway, it's a Friday evening. Not too much else to say right now. The younger heifers, we'll sort them on Monday morning. So the right over the hill, that direction is kind of a grass trap, and I'll just open the gate, call them, and then might have to drive them from the rear. But they'll probably follow me they'll be ready to move and whatnot, and take them over and get them up to the corral so we can sort off all the heifers. Anyway, in this case, of course, I'm driving the cattle. You can't see. You can see the last couple cows coming. They've got a little limp. I don't know if that's probably just from fescue or something. They've been eating some old fescue and eating it down pretty good. But you can't see, but the cattle drive was probably, if you added up where I started, I don't know that it's quite a mile, but I'll say it's a good half a mile. And anyway, I didn't have anyone else that I asked to come help me do this. We had a pretty good day working cattle as is, so I just went ahead and took my time and tried to, at certain pinch points, hold the main portion of the herd back so that the stragglers could catch up and the herd wasn't confused or didn't get separated too much until the end. And that's resulted in pretty much everybody coming and not getting caught at corners or odd turning points. Normally you'd have a couple people at the back. You're staying here at the back, girl. She's a 798 is her number, so that means she's probably a 2017 cow. And the yellow tag would mean she was a spring when she was born, spring 2017. Anyway, yeah, so when you're by yourself, you do things a little bit differently. I made, these cattle normally just drive. I didn't really want to try to drive them all the way here, and setting up a lane and driving them with just one four-wheeler. So setting up a lane, we just bought a bunch of new posts. Anyway, it worked out really well so far. Those are the last two cows. I don't know, it probably took me 15-20 minutes assuming that I'm going to drive back and take it down, assuming there's no cows that somehow broke through the wire, which there shouldn't be. I was watching pretty close. Anyway, they're going to go out there and graze. They've already gone over the ridge. We'll go look at what they've got to eat on for now. There's already some clover, of course, coming up. I want to say this is fescue. Yeah, that's fescue, right? Got our fescue tips coming up. Right now the fescue is still, I mean, it's the longest blades. It depends, might be 5 inches in some places, but overall, I'd say we're still looking at about 3-ish inches. So Jim Garish and others would definitely say that you should probably wait another week before you, sorry about the wind, gang. If you could wait another week. There's not a whole lot in terms of dry stockpile left in this paddock. They grazed it down pretty hard last fall, so letting them eat the hay is gonna hopefully keep them from getting too runny of a stool with the high protein from green grass. Overall, they're looking pretty good. Al and I are both happy with the bred heifers and the cows. This spring calving herd at the Neal Farm. So they'll start calving in less than a month now. We're looking at 3 weeks away, so we'll just see how it goes. Oh, might as well point it out. So the corral, of course, the paddock line division. You can see where I split it from the white pigtails. Over where those trees are is the tree line for the paddock, and then there's another paddock on the other side, and that barn over there is where the corral is at that I'll need to get them up for Monday. Alrighty, gang, I'm gonna go finish out the work for the evening. Blessings for the journey, and keep it real.